Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Raise the Vibe with Liz. I'm your host, Liz, and today I have Emunah Malinovitz. Emunah, welcome to the show.
Hello, happy to be here.
Thanks. I'm going to go ahead and read your bio for those who aren't familiar with you. So, Emunah is a starseed, wayshower, divine channel, and midwife for awakening. She is a stand for love and will always be. She is the founder of the Sacred Love Academy, a sanctuary for couples and singles to create thriving relationships. She is a champion of the divine feminine and supporting the awakening happening on our planet. However, she knows the most powerful connection we are all here to experience is the one with ourselves and the creator source. Through her healing and coaching practice, she helps us to heal anything that gets in the way of knowing this divine connection that is our birthright. Energy transfer reset and healing is on a mission to support the awakening of our world. And this starts with each of us as individuals. For when we have the connection, it supports all the others. Emunah has over 25 years experience in this lifetime, is a natural born healer, starseed, here to help with the awakening process. She has been a healer, teacher, and clairvoyant intuitive all her life. She is here to help you transmute old energies and create the life you truly desire. She has held space for deep healing and awakening in herself and countless others, and is her purpose to help those who are ready to fully awaken. She was introduced to the energy transfer reset in October 2018, and it was a match made in heaven. Since then, this tool has helped her and countless others awaken to their purpose, their truth, and to live as love. She works with the Arcturians, Pleiadians, and Sirians to help with the ascension process. The time is now to awaken, and Emunah and her team are committed to helping those that are ready to shift into their full power. I am so excited to be talking about this topic too today. Moving from 3D to 5D, the great awakening is here. And right now, the 14th, I believe it is, or 15th. It's right on the heels of my men's Ascending Men workshop, stepping into a 5D man, and on the heels of my November workshop, being an empowered woman, which also talks about that ascending process and stepping into the divine feminine. So I am so excited to have this. And you will also be my first episode in the year 2021, and such an exciting time we find ourselves in right now. So happy to have you, Emunah.
I'm so happy. I just feel like what a soul sister, because as you say that, right? The awakened man, the awakened woman, like that's what we're here to be, and then create epic relationships from that place. But first, right, we have to become that awakened man, awakened woman, and the make it awakened man and woman within us, because we both have masculine and feminine, right? And
Yes.
be whole. But yeah, it's an exciting time to be alive if you're awake, because if you're not, it could be a devastating, horrible time to be alive, right? Like, pull me under the covers, what's happening? It's crazy out there.
It really is. And just going through the process itself, if you're unaware of that is happening in your life, it can be devastating.
I
Depression,
just
anxiety. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just had a client tell me this exact thing. She's been suffering from medical conditions. And then, 5 years later, realized, oh my God, I've been going through an awakening process. And it made her not have faith in doctors and feel unsafe and what's going on with me. And so, yeah, it's so important for people as they're waking up to get support by others who have gone through that process. And it makes it a whole lot easier as well.
Yes. For people who aren't aware of what those ascension symptoms might be, could you walk us through that?
Sure. I mean, you can have all kinds of things show up. I mean, heaviness, darkness, tired, dark thoughts, even thoughts of wanting to kill yourself, because it's your ego wanting to not be here in this world anymore, right? You can have physical symptoms, belly aches, pains, night sweats, headaches, ringing of the ears, nausea. And then you can also have experiences happen in your life, like you lose your job, you get divorced, something happens. These are all things designed by the universe to wake us up. And our body is so intelligent, so wise. And so when we have energy trapped in our body and stuff, and we all do, because we've been living in this third dimensional, heavy, dense reality that's programmed and has all kinds of things for us to learn about duality, fear, and survival and suffering. So we all have amassed all this energy. So as you're waking up, your body's literally trying to purge this energy out of your system. And at the same time, there's all these light codes coming in, solar rays, frequencies flowing through. And as these frequencies come in, what is dense and not of that light is coming up to be released, right? To be cleared out. But if you don't know that, you're just like, why is I feeling so horrible? Everything bad is happening. The world is tumbling down. I feel sick. Like, it's horrible, right? And so it's like all perspective. And when we get support, through like the energy transfer reset and there's a lot of beings and a lot of energy that's here right now to help us awaken. So when we can tune into that, we can definitely move through and ascend more gracefully, right? And with support and with friends that get what we're doing and what's happening, because that's scary too. If you're shifting and people in your life, right, aren't, that's another fear people have, that, oh, I'm going to change and what's going to happen.
That's so
Yeah.
true. Yeah. So going from 5D or going from 3D to 5D, walk us through that.
Yeah, well, basically, we have been living, okay, in this dual reality, right? And I believe that many of us, especially people drawn to this, we're waking up and we came here to help the earth ascend to the next dimension. And we're moving from a fear-based, ego-based reality to a union, to a communion, to a knowing that we are embodiments of the divine. Like literally, we're becoming the divine embodied, living on the earth, creating the new earth. So that's very different from this three-dimensional reality of, okay, I go to work, I have a job, I have kids, I do this. That's fine. And we've done that. We've learned that. And now the next level is, okay, can you now bring in your divinity and create an earth based on that? So that's a major leap. And as we're getting ready to move into this powerful conjunction, right, of Jupiter and Saturn, this is the great time. Yeah, it's exciting. Like this is the time many of us have waited for, prayed for, been prepping for eons. And here it is. I mean, it hasn't happened in 800 years. Woo, I have goosebumps. Like it's significant. And we're days away as we record this from moving into that energy field, right? So you also may feel it amping up because literally it's like this. There is a portal. People are already stepping into and living in 5D timelines. And what that means is their life is flowing. They're in communion. They're in connection. They have abundance. They have health. Even though all this is going on in the third dimensional timelines and reality, they're over here living this experience. It's not like they're going off onto another planet. Yet we are multidimensional and we're more connected to more and supported and loved. But we don't have to leave the earth to have that experience. We're here to bring it and embody it and wake up and be the ambassadors of it, right? But it's a whole new game that we're playing. And we're literally leaving this game that we've been playing for eons of darkness, good versus evil, bad, right? To learn the light, to choose the light, to come back to the light and go, oh, we're ready now to live from our hearts, from our soul, from our spirit, right? Connected, caring, not separate. So that's this chasm. That's like what's happening with this age of Aquarius. And some people are going to be living still in darkness and in third dimensional reality, because that's the great awakening that gives us that to wake up.
Right.
Sometimes we're not paying attention. We're just all asleep. What's that? But when the universe starts like giving you plagues and pandemics and racism and everything and sex trafficking, I mean, it gets more and more and more compounded because all of this stuff that's been in our cells and our being has to get out, like, and get purged by the light so we can step into that. So that's what's happening. That's like the opportunity for moving from third dimensional to fifth dimensional. And you might be there and your friends and family may still be operating somewhere else, but then can you be here, hold that vibration, and still come here and be a mentor, be a source for those that are ready, and say, okay, what's happening? I'm ready to awaken. I'm ready to open. I'm ready to remember who I am, right? And this is not based on religion. This is not based on any ideology. This is based on remembering our true divine nature, who we really are, why we're here, and we're remembering, we're getting more confident. I mean, 2 years ago, you would never have me here saying, I'm a star seed, I've done this, that. I was too afraid to be seen. I had too much density and heaviness, as many people do. So for me to be here so confident and clear, and that this is what's happening, and I'm a star seed, and so are you, and let's wake up and clear, is miraculous. But that's the truth, because the layers have been able to come off and shed. Right. And that's the process of awakening. It's not all glamorous and beautiful. A lightning bolt comes and you're like, oh, I am the Messiah. No, it's like, whoa, reality check. What's important to me? Who am I? What am I doing here? Right. And then all the stuff that you've stuffed under the covers gets to come up to be transmuted, and you shift and you become and you reveal, right, who you really are.
Beautiful, Muna. And that is so true. It really does take a catalyst sometimes to move us into our awakening process. You know, that divorce, that loss of job, that illness or death, grief, birth of a child, you know, those initiation times. And we're in a huge initiation time with this pandemic to trigger
Yes.
that mass awakening, because it really does sometimes take that difficulty to have us step into that awakening process, which I find really fascinating that it's happening on a global scale and the way that it is.
That blew my mind. Like when the pandemic happened, it was like, whoa, this is happening globally. And I was so moved that, some people can be, oh, I'm so against the lockdown, the shutdown. I get it. There's so many levels of this playing out, and everyone's getting triggered in the way that they need to. There's no right or wrong. But one thing, the way I saw it through my lens was, wow, Divine Mother is like, everybody, it's time to come back to yourself, go to your house, go to your room and stay there until you can figure out who you are. Like, stop, right? It was amazing. There was no pollution in the whole world. It was like, whoa. And we were feeling connected, and beautiful connections online, courses online, people starting to be together. So in a way, it started to open us to this unity. We're not separate, but right, something like that has to happen. And unfortunately, probably more things and more severe until we actually get it, right? Because that was my first, because I've been on this path for a very long time. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. Wow. Like, I can't believe it. This is a goddess, that she's like, time, everybody. Right. And yet from another lens, it looks like, oh my God, my freedoms are being taken away. And that may be the trigger that you need to go deep into that fear so you can wake up, right? So we can't judge someone else's journey, but yet this has been the most divisive, crazy time, right? Where everyone feels so passionate about what they believe, right? Which is great. Like, they're feeling something. And we're learning how to be discerning, which is so important, because in the day we live in, information comes at you from everywhere, and anyone can say anything and say, I'm this, I'm that. So you've got to get discerning and take care of your energy so you can know what's truth and find your truth and stay in that high vibration, right? As we shift and do this leap of consciousness.
So true. And those triggers, that people are experiencing are a gateway to healing.
Yes, yes. So we want to learn to embrace them, right? To be in spaces that are healing, that promote ways that we can heal them and face them and shift them and clear them easily, because we're meant to. We're not meant to hold all of this stuff. Like, we're meant to get free and discover what's underneath that. which is so beautiful when we do, right? To feel that
Yeah.
light, that truth, that support, but it's on underneath all this heaviness that we've carried. Some of us, not just for ourselves, but for our ancestors and the collective, it's a lot.
Yes, it can be a lot.
Yeah.
What I've liked most about this shutdown is hearing from friends and family, acquaintances, the statement, I have really stopped and reassessed my priorities. What is important to me? I really enjoyed this pause. It's given me time to reflect.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
love that.
It's so important because part of this third dimensional reality we've been living in has been very patriarchal based, right?
Yes.
Not the noble masculine, but the toxic masculine. Work, 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 do, prove yourself, ego, money, greed. And so we are constantly overscheduled, overburdened, have to prove this, do this. So all of a sudden, the world shut down and you can't go anywhere. And guess what? You get to be with yourself and the people you live with, which could be good or bad, because guess what? Now you've got to face your issues. You can't run, you can't escape, because we have been escaping, right? Instead of dealing and learning and growing and all of this. So yes, it's such a beautiful thing, right? And that's part of, I believe, the feminine coming in. The feminine, this is the time of her rising in all of us as men and women, and having that compassionate side, learning to slow down. People are growing their own food, taking more sovereignty and responsibility. All that is a beautiful thing, right? But again, sometimes it has to get triggered by something uncomfortable.
Yes.
Yeah, we grow through pain or pleasure, and mostly pain, because
Pain.
we are not even open to pleasure because we are so looking for the pain. Like that's part of just this heaviness and suffering paradigm we've been in.
Yes, it's so nice to see the divine feminine step in and see that unity consciousness happening around the planet,
Yes,
for
and
sure.
people standing up for each other, fighting for each other. Like even when whether people believe whatever, again, it's your perception, it was good or bad, the Black Lives Matter movement
Mhm.
and the whole world coming out to
Yeah,
say, no, that's not okay. No, we don't stand for that. No, I mean, huge. That's just incredible. And when we all come together like that, we are so powerful, but especially when we come together like that and we know who we are, right? And we stand in the light and we are not bothered by the fear and the propaganda. We're like, yeah, no, I'm the light. And you only can know that by experiencing it and clearing and getting to that space. But that's literally the opportunity that's available for all of us to be the light, to remember we're the light. While the darkness reigns upon us, we get to go, yeah, no, I'm not choosing that. I'm sovereign. I'm whole. This is who I am, right? And remember, so it's epic times for
it-
sure. I'm excited to see, I feel like I just want to rest. I do. Like I'm getting towards the end of the year and I'm like, okay, I'm going to take a few weeks to just really be and absorb these energies and see and listen and feel for what's coming through.
nice. Sounds lovely. So, what is the most powerful tool you've discovered as of now on your own path of awakening? And tell us more about it.
So this is what I was saying, I've been on my awakening path for 25 years or more. I mean, many lifetimes, absolutely. It's why I'm here to help with the ascension. And I didn't always know that, but I always knew I was here for a big purpose, right? But all that heavy stuff sitting on top and trying and going to classes and teachings and learnings and workshops and traveling the world, always so focused on awakening, ascending, being my true self. And in 2018, after a lot of journeying, right, I've already done that 23 years. And then this energy transfer reset modality came. And this is a modality that's been brought to the planet by the Arcturians and the Syrians and the Palladians, mostly the Arcturians. And the Arcturians are star families of light that are helping the earth ascend, right? Multidimensional beings. And come to find out, I realized after having the energy transfer reset, it became clear to me, oh, I'm a starseed. Oh, I'm here as that. I'm Arcturian and Palladian. And they created this process, and literally they come to facilitate and work with the star seeds that facilitate it. So since I received it, I've now become a facilitator of it. And literally, I feel like I've reunited with my healing team and my family of light. They're like an entourage. And when we do this process, literally, they're able to help locate all those timelines, beliefs, programs, low frequencies that carry lifetime after lifetime for this time where we get to clear it. And many of us, we can clear on our own, or we've done a lot of clearing work and we might have done, but they're able to help get all that stuff that we can't see, those little things, because every time we've incarnated and every time we've ever been in worry, fear, lack, doubt, conflict, separation, we create low frequencies and programs, and we're carrying all that around, and that's sitting above our light. So with this energy transfer reset, these beings come in and assist and help locate all those timelines. They bring the energy and we create a sacred space, and it's transmuted with the star seeds and creator sent to the light. It's literally like Jesus turning lead to gold. It's alchemy. And we're shifting all of that and using it to open to the higher frequencies. And then after people clear, then we can bring in the higher frequencies to help with their awakening and their remembering and their living. Okay, I am the light. Yes. And again, there's never been a time like now where it can happen for people. Many of us, like I've been on this journey 25 years. It's happened, gradually opening. And now it's just like, kabam, if you're ready and willing, there's support, right, to move into this next phase of where we are. So that's the energy transfer reset. And it's a profound tool that awoke me to my gifts and healing. And because I cleared all of that stuff, and my life since then shifted. I've fully in my purpose. I feel really clear, supported, guided, on path. I've got everything too, that I could ever want. I have got my beautiful partnership. I have an amazing dog, Sophie, that I attracted. That's the most incredible, beautiful being, right? All my dreams, like I feel so content and able to be of service and in purpose and in flow. And I do give credit to this reset and the galactic team and creator and all the energies that are supporting us to wake up.
Wow, that's amazing. Why don't you share with our listeners the free gift you're offering today about the energetic transfer reset?
Yeah, so this is a clearing that you can do that was also given to us by the Arcturians to help you start to clear your energy field. So it's a beautiful meditation that will clear your energy. It'll get emailed to you. And then also we're doing this for we talked about Black Lives Matter, for the energy in the universe and the planet. So part of us, our karma, our healing, our support, and the way we give back is we get to clear the energy, not just for ourselves, which you'll do, but for the planet. So I made a clearing, an energetic reset specifically on systematic racism, injustice. So we get to clear that from ourselves and our being. So that's the gift that you can participate in, and you'll feel the support, the energy, and get to feel this energy for yourself. Absolutely.
That is beautiful, Emunah. Thank you for sharing that with us and the
You're
listeners.
welcome. It's so important. And I want people to know that if you're willing and ready, support is here. I hear it all the time. Even people say, I never listened to this, but I was drawn to your interview. I was drawn to this. Like when you're willing and open, the universe will bring to you that which you need, the next step, right? But again, you want to be discerning and clear and feel that impulse and trust, because there's a lot of things that we can be, and they can be distractions, right? That might take you longer on your path, but we want the direct truth. And I think that's what I was always clear on in my intention. Like, give me the truth, the absolute truth. I want the real, right? I just crave that in all my being, right? And when we have that commitment, that intention, the universe meets it.
Right. So why do you think that they have brought this through to you right now?
Because it's time to awaken. And I believe that, when I incarnated here, I came here on a mission to help with awakening. And we've kind of all been like preparing. And now that it's time, it's like the tools are coming, we're remembering, we're opening. So there's other tools I'm sure people are receiving, downloads. And since I've had the energy transfer reset, I've created multiple programs. This last year, they're just coming through in co-creation. It's what I've always known was possible, but it wasn't yet time. And so it's like this helped clear the field and activate those dormant codes and agreements and mission that I came here for. And then it starts to happen. And you're just like along for the ride, right? But there's a level of trust and connection and knowing and discernment that's come again from years of doing clearing. So I'm not saying for some people, again, when you're willing, it's like you can clear, you're ready, right? But I also had 25 years of doing work on this level. So it was this next opening. It was my divine appointment. So I believe it was just destiny. Like I was supposed to be here facilitating this, and who knows what more will be revealed, right? As we continue to evolve, what will come through.
Yes. I'm so excited that this was channeled through for you. Amazing work. Thank you for bringing this to us.
Well, it was channeled not through me, it was channeled through a woman named Beverly Nation.
Really?
She's incredible. And so she channeled the energy transfer reset, and then she taught it to a few people, and someone taught it to me. And then I knew, just knew I'm supposed to learn this, right? And so I learned it, and then it's just taken on its own life force. So I definitely was meant to connect with Beverly, and she's a soul sister. It's like as we're on this path, we wake up, like I'm meeting you today, but like we know each other, but we're just meeting today, right? But it's like that as you're on this path, you start to connect to your soul family, right? The next piece comes when we're open, and it's beautiful. That's the mystery, that's the game, that's the fun.
Yes, and I love that aspect. We were talking about that before we started the recording too. So let's dive into, those perks of like the ascension process and stepping into that flow. So why don't you discuss a little bit about that aspect of awakening and the ascension process?
Yeah. Well, it's like we were talking about, there's a level of trust and safety that I feel like it's internal. And, it hasn't always felt like that, but that's our birthright to feel that knowing. I feel like I said, I have this entourage of beings with me, and things happen all the time that are magical. I just can feel, oh, the universe has my back. The universe, it's just things flow. My creations come forward in my teaching and co-creation. I literally feel like I'm having this relationship with the divine, and I'm of service, and it's flowing, and there's creation, and there's beauty, and there's love, right, in my relationships, and I'm meeting new friends, people. So yes, there's lots of beauty. There's connecting on multiple levels, awakening my intuition, feeling just like the magnitude of my beingness, right? And feeling, but again, just in such divine connection with God, creator, divine mother, divine father, and that's a journey I was on, because often, I created the Sacred Love Academy because my journey really was about, I wanted to find this wholemate love, this sacred love that was just amazing, which not all of us, but that was in my heart. Like that's so important to me on this mission, on this path, why I'm here. So I studied and sought and all of these things. And yet the love really is my connection with creator. And when I have that strong and solid within me, then the relationships I create with people in my life are coming from a different vibrational place. So everything shifts, right? But there's a personal divine relationship, and I feel like I am a channel for the divine. Even today, I know, I'm going to talk and I'm going to share. I let myself be open, and I'm talking fast sometimes because there's just energy flowing through that wants to come through. That's this channel of being open to work with the divine, right? When given the opportunity, it's like, whoosh, and I feel it. It's like a flood of light flooding through that I get to be part of and receive, right? And so just feeling that and just sending that to us, it's like this massive love. And there's so much love here available for us. And yet we can be living in that reality, or we could be living in the reality of, no, I'm separate, I'm scared, I'm afraid. And I get it. And I'm not saying it's not hard, and it's hard and it's horrible and it's scary and it's all of that. And there's another place to feel and be, which is real. And I want people to be able to have that, right? Because that's like where you really feel connected and safe and secure. Yeah, that no one else can give to us. It's personal between us and Creator.
Yes. Oh, and that was lovely too. I was really feeling that. I hope everybody else could feel that too coming through.
Yeah, it felt
Just
like
breathe that
golden
in.
wave of love and light. Yeah, and expansion.
Yes.
Mm.
Beautiful. Oh, let's talk more about raising those frequencies and stepping into that.
Yeah. So, I mean, you're going to raise your frequency by clearing those blocks. So, the energy transfer reset is one modality, and I offer that. And I do groups and programs where people can go deeper. And the free meditation is going to be a great starting place to feel all of that. But as you clear that, you raise your frequency, because everything is based on frequency. And the experiences we're attracting into our life are based on the frequency we're putting out there. Right. I have a million essential oils here in my office, young living oils. And I loved them when I found them 15 years ago, because it was like they raise your frequency, because it's a pure plant essence, a divine essence that's whole, and you put it on and it literally raises your frequency. And again, I want to have my higher frequency, because disease lives at lower frequencies, right? The virus lives at lower frequencies. That's why when we're stressed, when we're heavy, when we're tired, all this. And then if you have dark thoughts, guess what? You're attracting low frequencies. You're going to keep attracting low frequencies. So frequency is the name of the game. We're energetic divine beings that are here to raise our wattage, our ampage. And we've got to do that clearing to let go of the old frequencies, the lower base frequencies. And again, nothing's wrong. We've been evolving. So we were learning that, and learning the duality, and learning we have choice, and remembering. But we want to be in a higher frequency, right? Love and above, and there's David Hawkins did all kinds of research on this, where, you can track the feelings of different people and their experience, and they vibrate at a certain frequency, right? And so fifth dimension is vibrating at love or above. And underneath love is greed, fear, worry, sadness, guilt, pain, right? And so that's part of, as we evolve, we're literally raising our frequency, and then we're raising our experiences. And God and our spirit team and our guides and all the magnitude of love is at these higher frequencies. So as you start to open, oh, you're like looking out of a different window now. Oh, that's here. Yeah. But it's not down here.
Yes. Oh, and it feels so wonderful when you're lifting up. And then when also the awareness that comes too by doing the work is recognizing when you're starting to slip down again, and you're able to use your tools and bring yourself back up again. Yeah.
Totally. That's the work we're here to do, is to remember that. And then literally I see it as our spiritual hygiene. You need to like brush your teeth every day, or your teeth are going to rot and you're going to have horrible breath and no one's going to want to be near you, right? Well, you need to clear your aura, work on your energy, manage your thoughts, be in high vibrational spaces. Like, we need to be aware that we are spiritual beings and understand energy, and then start to take care of our energy field so we can hold that light and hold that vibration, right? So this is the paradigm shift of our priorities, like you said, what's important now.
Definitely. And who is this for? Who can benefit from this work?
Really everyone can, but who's going to be open and available and ready? I would say star seeds. And you may not know if you're a star seed, but if you are, there's a part of you going, yes, 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 or you're being nudged, or you're being guided to listen to this. Light workers, right? Really, like anyone on a spiritual path, this is going to help you, like it did me, take loads of this off your back and help you connect to your support team and creator. And because the time is now. This is why all the support is here. And we need all the light workers, star seeds ready in action, shining that light as we saw, right? The light brigade. If we were all standing in that, the world couldn't be the same. It shifts. So it's really important if you feel this and you're like, things are shifting, this is going to help a lot. I mean, it's pretty miraculous because it's not just me, it's this team and creator, and it's the time. And again, when you're willing, right, you feel it, you feel it, you go, oh my God, I'm called. And we want to get to a place where we can trust that, right? That's more the feminine leading, where my heart pulls me somewhere, versus in the old paradigm where like someone told us, do this, do this, do this, and you'll be successful. And look around, we're not feeling successful. We're feeling tired. We have horrible suicide. People are miserable. So let's instead start to release some of this, get in tune with who we are. And that, I believe, is going to help us be more, happy and flow and free and connected and be in our purpose. So it is for really anyone can benefit. And I've even done this with animals who've benefited, children, and you can also do it for other people. I do remote sessions where we get permission from their higher self, because some people need this, but their consciousness can't even comprehend, right? So we always get permission. But some people are like me, oh yeah, no, I'm ready to be in my full purpose. Then yeah, it's time. And you're probably hearing lots of calls, not just this one.
Yes. And what you said earlier was a great example of living through this difficult time from the 3D duality, where everything's really difficult and hard, versus living in the 5D reality where everything is in flow. That was a great example.
Yeah, absolutely. Things are in flow. You feel supported. The next thing comes to you, right? Like I know if something's not coming, oh, it's not time. And I don't feel worried about it anymore. I just know it's time to listen and rest. And then boop, there'll be an impulse or the next thing comes, right? So that's more of this partnership based on trust and surrender. But again, I've lived, I'm 45. I've lived 43 years the other way. So I understand. Right. And I can see the clear difference.
Definitely. Yes. I'm right there with you.
Mm-hmm.
So let's share with listeners, what is the awakened path? What does it look like? And how do we know we're on it?
Yeah, well, it's you go through all different things, right? Through the awakened path. Like we said, you can have a, powerful awakening and opening, but we're continuously on this path, right? And we're continuously expanding, continuously growing. And the more we come to it willingly, the more we get to be who we are and shine in that way. So I think it's not just the straight line. It goes all over, and sometimes you might take a detour into this land of distraction and confusion, but we're learning. Like life is a school. We came here to learn, to grow. I don't think the only purpose here on life is to come here, get a job, and just like pay taxes. No, that's like a distraction that has kept us busy. So we can't be here doing this other game. Right. So an awakened path is like consciously aware what's coming in. What are you creating? Right. We're quantum beings. We're so much more powerful than we have been, made to feel aware. And we've literally been bombarded with programming and distractions. And that's why monks and people go away to the mountains and take away all the distractions so they can get clear and feel what they are underneath all of that. But we're not all here to be monks. We're here to be embodied human beings that are remembering our divinity. So that's like the awakened path, and playing that game consciously rather than just having it done to you, right? There's an awareness and a participation.
Right. That's so funny. I was talking about this the other day, how, people are stuck in that paradigm of get up, go to work, make the money, come home, have dinner, watch some TV, go to bed, get up and do it all over again.
And come on, is that really what we came here to do? And just do it over and over? And so No, it's like, this is shaking it all up. All those systems are falling away. The things we thought, oh, work. No, people are home with their families. Like, what are we supposed to be doing here?
Right.
Right. But most of the time we're too busy doing all those other things that we don't even know, unless you do, you start to go, and you start to think at night before you go to bed, really? Is this all there is? Like, really? There has to be more.
Yeah.
And that starts the process, right, of opening and feeling.
Right. That questioning, those first questions. Yes,
Yes.
I realized there's got to be something more,
Right.
to this.
One of the most awesome books, I remember, this was so long ago, but a few, when I was just questioning, who am I? What am I? And then Conversations with God popped in, right? From Neil Donald Walsh.
Yeah.
And that was just like, oh, so perfect at the time. And then like the Celestine prophecy. And this is what I mean. When you're on the path and you're asking those questions, the next thing comes, whether it's a book, whether it's a course, whether it's a person like me or you, right? Whether it's something when you start to live in relationship with the universe, you're on a path and you're provided for, right? And the more you're on the path and you raise your frequency and clear the density, you start to live that more and more and believe it and see the truth in it, and your world reflects it. So it's so powerful, right? But that for me, it was that I would ask those questions, and then that book came, and then the next book, and then this course, and then I went to Peru, and then I went to India, right? Like just this journey of experiencing and embodying. And then the next thing, so the energy transfer reset, yes, is powerful. And it was the next thing on my evolutionary path. And then we'll see what's the next thing.
Yes, because the universe really does bring you your next best thing.
It really does. This is a friendly universe that loves us, right?
I love that.
What lens are we seeing it from? And if you got up every day saying, this is a friendly universe that loves me, I can't wait to see what is going to be, it's a whole different energy and vibration that you're putting out into the universe versus, oh God, another day going to that job that I hate. And you see my frequency drops. I'm just like, and again, I've been there. It's horrible. I get it. And it's a journey, but you trust, and you first start asking those questions and have that intention. And then the next thing comes to you.
Yes, you really do step into a co-creation.
Yes.
Which I love.
Yeah.
I have something on my bathroom mirror too that I like to look at often. It says, trust the universe. Because I can fall into that old pattern of what's coming, what's next, or feeling like I'm in a void and not knowing that unknown, and then just stopping and coming back and going, it's okay. Trust.
And we need the unknown sometimes, right? This is part of the feminine that's been misunderstood, right? There's the yin and the yang, right? On that symbol, the light and the dark. We need to go into the darkness, the mystery, the void. Birth is that, right? It takes 9 months in the unknown. But we're so doctrinated to go, 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 do, that we start to feel guilty if we're not doing something. Oh my God. But yet you're literally in the doing nothing. You're doing the undoing and the spiraling of all that craziness that literally needs to unwind so you can hear and listen and feel what's next. And sometimes if we don't do it consciously, we'll get sick or we'll have something take us out. So you have to go in.
Oh, that is so true. It's the hammer.
The hammer comes, right? First the whisper, and then, oh, bam.
Okay, you weren't listening. So
Right.
here you go. We're going to make you stop and listen now.
Totally. So so learning when, like the end of this year, I said, I'm taking time, and it's hard. People are still giving me opportunities, and there's this and there's that. Like life is going to keep on, but I'm having to say thank you, but I am guarding this space for myself to go and be in that connection and take care of me. And before I didn't do that. And you know what? Every year in December, I would get sick for 2 weeks because I needed to go down.
Wow. Wow. And that's a very transformative time, this time that we're in right now. At this recording, we're at mid-December. The 12/12 just happened, the eclipse just happened, we're getting ready to go into solstice. And it really is that time of slowing down and looking, and that rebirthing and new beginning time.
Totally. And you're
That's so
probably
important.
feeling tired. We feel tired, like my body wants to. So I'm doing until that time, I'm doing whatever my commitments are. And then I'm resting in between everything. Right. And just like letting myself, because there's a lot coming in.
There really is.
Yeah,
It's intense.
it really is. And you want to also drink lots of water,
Mhm.
stay hydrated, right? Be mindful of your thoughts, because this is a time of magnification. The light is pouring down to really magnify your intentions, your thoughts. What are you creating? So what are you focusing on? Are you focusing on gloom and doom and fear? Because guess what? We're free will creators. You can create that. Or you can use this energy to get quiet and clear and use it to wake up to who you are, to remember your sovereignty, your divinity, to create, to be open, to have love, to create peace, right? We have choice and free will, and we always have that choice. And we always have lots of options coming at us too, to distract us.
Mhm. That was so important what you just said right there. What we put our focus on, we create. So
Mm.
shifting our focus and having that awareness. And also the gift of having the awareness to what is actually going on right now and not walking in the dark.
Yes. Yeah,
Such a
absolutely.
gift.
So yeah, taking time to listen to shows like this, to be around positive energy, right? It's time, like we said, it keeps coming up, this word, to make that the priority, right? What are you prioritizing? What's important? Are you here to know who you are, to be your true self, to wake up, right? Yeah. And if we're waking up, but we're still fighting and using our energy to fight people and to prove points, we are still distracting ourselves and missing out on what's happening over here in this aligned place of light and truth. So we want to be careful of that too. And again, we all have different paths and purposes. So some of us might have to go down and trigger that and open that, but just notice, right? Is this a distraction from being in your center? Right.
So true.
So important.
So important. For our listeners, can you walk us through some of those blocks that we could be experiencing that are keeping us from walking this?
Yeah. I mean, it's just, again, the distractions of the YouTube, the media, all of this we've been going through with the election and just the divisiveness. There's a million channels you can watch and go down a freaking place. And people come to me and then I see them, they get actually hooked and get mind control programs and all of this that literally takes their life. So this is literal, like we are learning how to be discerning and take care of our energy. So that's a big block from our awakening, as we have mind control programs, concrete bindings, cords of attachment. We're literally plugged into this matrix that's running us and keeping us spinning in fear. So we have to consciously disconnect from that, consciously come into truth. The ETR does help us do that. But again, it can't do it all for you. You have to then start being sovereign and being discerning. And what are you watching? What are you focusing on? What are you doing, right? With your energy. But so other things that people feel is, again, physical energy blocks. So then people get afraid because I don't know, am I going to feel bad? Am I going to feel this? Am I going to be emotional? So we suppress and keep ourselves playing smaller. Other blocks is, comparing yourself to others, right? And thinking that awakening means now I'm awakened, I have to come be a nun and go live in the mountains, right? Or now I'm awakened. Like I thought, oh no, if I really wake up, am I going to still get to have a partner? Because that's important to me. I want a partner. And God showed me, no, you get to be awoke and have a partner, because that's my divinity. That's my embodiment. I chose to come here and embody my wholeness and create partnership around my wholeness, right? So we all get to do that. But if I am comparing myself to others, if I'm worried what other people are going to think, right? If I'm surrounding myself with negativity and this, all of this is blocking my awakening. right? And there's forces, and I'm not trying to scare people, but we need to be aware. There's forces literally trying to keep you from waking up. Yeah. Right. And so we can succumb to that, or we can remember our sovereignty and do the work to come into these powerful light spaces and clear and use our tools and remember who we are, because the light is way more powerful than the dark, but we have to actively engage it. So we have to wake up and not fear it, and not fear being weird and woo woo and this. Like, we're multidimensional. It's weird for you to think of yourself as just a little human. Like, that's weird, right? When you really know, like, whoa, do you know who we are? Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Mm.
Yeah, and I love that. That continue, unhook, unhook, unhook. Just that remembering,
Yes.
remembering that you're more.
Yeah, there's more, and keep being willing and open and earnest and noble and just asking, seeking, right? Let your emotions come up and let them move out of your body. Don't hold them. We want to move all of this stuff. We came here to shift it, not to keep it and hold it tight, because that blocks us from this energy that's coming in to support us, right? And some of us are afraid of that massive light, that massive love, because we haven't experienced it. But we've got to learn how to open to that energy, to that support, to know we're loved, to expand, to keep opening more and more, to hold that light. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Beautiful.
beautiful. Yes.
Awesome. And what types of things are you working on right now? This is going to air on YouTube mid-December, and it's going to go live on podcast beginning of January. But still, what are you working on right now? What do you have coming in the new year?
Yeah, thank you. Well, right now I'm getting ready to do a big, huge energy transmission on December 31st. So for the new year, we're going to clear 2020 and all the energy and all the stuff. It's going to be massive. And there's already a lot of people involved in it, but there's still opportunities for people to get in on that. Huge awakening. So by getting my free gift and joining my community, you'll get to hear about these beautiful offerings I'm doing. I have some programs coming up, right, on waking up to who you are, blooming from a star seed to a star blossom. So how do we give our gifts to the world, right? I also have a course that I created on whole mate alchemy, getting whole so you can be whole and then attract that partnership. And I'm doing a course right now on awakening your sexual sovereignty, right? And creating abundance from 3D to 5D abundance. So I've got all of these wonderful things coming through that I've been offering this last year, and I'll have new offerings in the new year. I'm just always listening and sharing what's coming through. It's a flow, but the best way, to stay connected is join my community, get the gifts, see if it's a good vibe, and then you'll get invitations for free things, podcast trainings, and you can see, does it resonate with you?
Oh, and those sound wonderful. I was getting yes bumps over and over again. You're describing what you have coming up in 2021. That's fantastic. And how can people reach you?
I am at energytransferreset.com. So that's my website, energytransferreset.com. And also you can email me, Emunah, EMUNAH, at energytransferreset.co. It's a little confusing there. But I'm also on Instagram at Sacred Love Academy, and Emunah on Facebook, and Emunah is EMUNAH, and I have a long last name, sorry, Malinovitz, MALINOVITZ, but I'm there. But again, the best way is to, get the free gifts so you stay connected. And my community, I take it seriously. The people that are drawn in, this is not just an email list. This is a vibration that we're creating, right? That I'm holding this community of people who feel this vibe and want more. So lots of amazing, beautiful offerings, connections. Again, there's an abundance of support for those that are ready. We just have to say yes and start to open to receive it.
Yes. Yes. And
yes.
Thank you for doing the work. Oh, wonderful work. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for you doing this beautiful. You're getting it out there with your channel and your podcast and being a champion for that. And so thank you. I'm so honored and grateful that you reached out so we could be here today with everyone.
Me too.
Thank you.
Definitely so fun to work with Soul Family. I feel like your Soul Family.
That's so fun.
Oh, it really is. Thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure. Thank you.
And thank you everyone for joining me today on Raise the Vibe with Liz. Again, I'm your host, Liz Peterson. Thank you for joining me. And remember to get out there and raise the vibe, everybody. Contact Emunah. She's got great stuff for you. And remember to pick up that free gift. Take care, everybody. Thank you.